We're talking about Jack Del Rio. He is the defensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. And last Monday, speaking of the January 6th commission trial, the show trial that was on Thursday, here's what he tweeted out. We would love to understand the whole story about why this summer of riots, looting, burning, and the destruction of personal property is never discussed. But this being January 6th. I'm just expressing myself, and I think we all as Americans have the right to express ourselves, especially if you're being respectful. Well, I'm being respectful.
Yeah, because after that tweet,
he got hammered.
The reporter asked him about that tweet, and that's what really ignited the controversy and turned it into a wildfire.
He said, let's get right down to it. What did I ask? A simple question. Why are we not looking into those things if we're going to talk about it? Why are we not looking into those things? Because it's kind of hard for me to say, I can realistically look at it. I see the images on TV. People's livelihoods are being destroyed. Businesses are being burnt down. No problem. And then we have a dust up. This is what really got them riled up. We have a dust up at the Capitol where nothing burned down. And we're going to make that a major deal? I mean, he's right. Although it was more than a dust up, but for most of the people there, it was a dust up. Not even that. They just went into the building. Is that even illegal? Can you not go into the U.S. Capitol building? We pay for it. They walked in, they walked around, and they left. Most of the people. He said on Wednesday, by Wednesday, of course, the mob had beaten him down so much that he apologized.
Yep, you gotta love America living under a mobocracy now.
I made comments earlier today in referencing the attack that took place on the United States Capitol January 6th. Referencing that situation as a dust-up was irresponsible and negligent, and I'm sorry. I stand by my comments condemning the violence in communities across the country. Good. I say that while also expressing my support as an American for peaceful protest in our country. I have fully supported all peaceful protests in America. Nevertheless, Del Rio was fined.
Oh, yes.
$100,000.
And Ed Reed, by the way, says that's not enough. That wasn't enough money.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people want him just fired.
Yeah, NAACP.
They want him canceled.
Mm-hmm.
For what? Expressing an opinion, and it wasn't outrageous. He wasn't condemning anybody. He wasn't throwing out the F word. He wasn't doing any of those things. He just expressed his opinion that, is shared by tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Americans. Why was the summer of riots nothing and the Capitol riot was everything? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, apparently, Ron Rivera, the head coach of the Redskins, is apparently the one that came up with the fine. But a lot of people are wondering, I don't know, that was his decision. It was probably more of a franchise that's already under scrutiny for any manner of things going on there. But Jack Del Rio has deleted his Twitter account. What's the over-under? He's not going to be employed by the end of the week. They're going to come for him, continue to come for him.
Well, yeah, the NAACP is already demanding that he be fired for his comments. What? Why?
It's madness.
What do you... No. Please put your foot down. Mm-hmm. Washington Commanders front office, please put your foot down and say, no, we're not firing him for that. No, freedom of speech in this country. Freedom of speech. He didn't say it in the name of the team. He didn't say it while, in a team gathering. He just tweeted it out. Leave him alone. It's like that. You remember the Bachelor guy? The guy that was a host of The Bachelor said something. He defended somebody. I can't remember what she did, but he said basically nothing and got fired for it. This just has to stop.
Yeah, and what is the justification that, hey, it's okay to burn down a city if it's in the name of race? Is that where we're at now? And then if you don't support looting and rioting in the name of race, then we're going to have to come for you.
The NAACP is on your back. It's really unbelievable. But they said in a statement, it's time for Jack Del Rio to resign or be terminated. No, it isn't. His comments could not have been more offensive and ignorant. Oh, they could have been way more offensive and ignorant. What are you talking about? The January 6th insurrection, an attempted coup, was far from a dust-up. Each day we learn more and more on just how close our democracy came to autocracy.
Good line. NAACP. Let's put that in a press release, y'all.
Downplaying the insurrection by comparing it to nationwide protests, which were in response to a public lynching, is twisted.
Yeah, this is, I think,
a public lynching.
I think the way the NAACP has gotten onto this, I think this is less about his January 6th comments
question about
and
that.
much more that you don't excuse what happened in the name of George Floyd.
Right.
Ugh.
You can't coach a majority black team while turning your back on the black community.
Shut up.
It's time for you to pack up and step off the field.
Pack up and step off.
It's probably going to work, but it sure shouldn't.
He'll be gone by Friday. One way or the other. Either fired or he'll resign, doesn't want to be a distraction, and then, Redskins ownership will write him a check to go away.
And then who's going to hire the guy? His career's probably over. How's he going to... I hope he saved up his money through the years as head coach and assistant coach. I hope he's got a massive savings stored up because... yeah, he'll probably never work in the NFL again. If this does happen, and I fully expect, like Keith, I fully expect him to be fired. The NAACP is making too big a deal out of it. And there's no reason for it. I mean, he didn't do anything offensive. So what if he said it was a dust-up? So what? Move on. Just move on.
We can't move on. Oh, no, he goes against our narrative. We have got to cancel him and make sure that his life is ruined forever. That's how we get to the end of this trip.
Yep.